What's going on, math scholars? Mrs. Harp here on a Monday. It's a snow day today, so I hope you're all having fun and drinking hot chocolate at home while you're watching this video. We're doing 5.1, Day 1, Direct Variation. Make sure you hit like and not dislike, and you subscribe and hit that bell so you get notifications. Who's excited? Woo! Okay, we're back, and we're going to talk about what direct variation is. Andrew, we're recording. Direct variation is when you have an equation that has two variables, x and y. It has a constant called k, that's a number, and it sometimes has an exponent, sometimes does not have an exponent, depending. So we'll look at a few examples, this will make more sense. Phones in our book bags every day, please. Okay, so we're going to try to read some of these examples and write out a direct variation equation. If it's direct variation, both variables will be growing, and you'll be using a multiply symbol in your equation. So m varies directly as the fourth power of n. Let me write out how that would look. M varies directly as the fourth power of n. And then I throw the constant in there, because that's going to be a number that I will be solving for today. Does that more make sense?
Yes.
Number 2. No. Y is directly proportional to the fifth power of x. Y is directly proportional to the fifth power of x. And I plop a k in front, and I use a multiply sign. Use it direct. Inverse variation will have a division sign if you're curious. That'll be tomorrow. Somebody in the class for a ticket? Want to try? The height of a cottonwood tree varies directly as the square of its circumference. Spencer?
H equals c squared.
Good. Do you need anything else in your equation?
No.
You need a k for your constant. You have to put that k in there because that's the number you will be solving for later in the day. Somebody want to try the distance from the Earth problem? The distance a star is from the Earth is directly proportional to the length of time t it takes for the light to get here. Nick? How about d equals?
T to the first.
Anything else you need in your equation? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it is just t to the first because he didn't read anything about an exponent, like a square or a cube. And last one. The volume of a cylinder with constant height varies directly as the square of the diameter. Lauren? Did you have an exponent for your d? Good. So there's the keyword square, so you plot the 2 on there, okay? So, easy enough? Alright, what you just did is called step 1. Reading the variation sentence and coming up with an equation from the information. We are going to be doing 4-step problems today. So these are our 4 steps we'll be using. What we just did was step 1, writing our equation with the k in it. But then step 2 will be actually solving for k. And then step 3, we'll go back to our original equation and put the k in that we solved for. And then step 4, using our equation to do math problems. So I like using colors. Every step has a different color. We got blue, we got green, we got pink, and we got black. And that is going to be on the board. Right. All right, we are now going to go ahead and try this 4-step method from the problem. Let's read the problem together and I'll point a few things out. Y varies directly as x. All that information will help you with step 1, your blue step. Writing that equation, you need to remember to put k in it. If y equals 8 when x equals -3, pause. Those two numbers go together, and you will be using those two numbers to help you solve for k. And then find y when x equals 16. That's your mystery. That's what you're going to be trying to do at the very end when I say to use the equation, step 4. You'll be using your equation to put that 16 in to solve for y. Okay? This will make much more sense when we try one. So let's go ahead and try it. Y varies directly as x. So I go ahead and I write out my equation. I don't need any exponent, but I do need that k in there, okay? Step 2, find k using two of the numbers. The two numbers that we're going to be using is that y equals 8 when when x equals -3. Yeah. And it's direct variations. I went ahead and have a multiply sign in my equation. How would I solve this for k? What would I do? And I think if you would divide this, you're going to get a repeating decimal, and it's not very good to have a constant that's been rounded. So I would refraction the answer and keep my constant as a fraction. Do you know what it would be? Yep, -8/3. I think it's like -2.6 if you would type it in. So that completes step 2. Step 3 is to go back to your original equation and either rewrite it or simply erase k and put the value in that you figured out k to be. So put that -8/3 in for k. I normally put a box around that or I circle it because that's the equation for the scenario. You can do a lot with that. You could graph it and you can use it to solve other things. So our job is to find y when x is 16. So use the pink equation to do that. Find y when x is 16. I've got the constant for now. So go ahead and type that in and see what you get for your final answer. -42.67. That's our final. So it's a lot of steps, but I feel like each step is pretty easy difficulty-wise. Like nothing is too daunting up there, okay? No. We'll probably do one more together, have you do one by yourself, and that'll probably be about it today, okay? I know, very easy day. So we didn't have any homework to check or anything, so just go so quick.
Can you keep it up for that?
Yep. All right, next problem. Let's do this one together. C is directly proportional to D to the 4th. So let's write that out in equation form. This is our first step. I call it the blue step. C is directly proportional, varies directly, same thing, to D to the 4th. That completes your blue step. Let's head to green. Find k using two numbers. It's normally the next two numbers you come to. If c equals -13,824 when d equals 12, comma, so these are my next two I'm going to use together to help me solve k. And I haven't told you this, but I like telling my classes this. Once you use these two numbers, you never use them again. So maybe you could slash them out to kind of remind yourself, I'm not going to use them again. So it's like, I'm done with this one now. I'm done with this one now. You won't get confused and try to use them a second time. All right, these numbers are going to get big. Let me grab my calculator.
Is that 8 or 60?
8 to 4. So it's going to be -13,824 divided by 12 to the 4th. So I need to get this 12 to the 4th over to the other side. I got my constant to be -0.6 repeating. So I would go ahead and fraction that answer. Math, enter, enter. It's -2/3. So having a constant as a fraction is way better than a rounded decimal. Okay.
Did you just do 12 to the 4th and then to 5?
Yeah, same thing. I just saved a step by not typing it in and writing that number out. All right, my pink equation is to go back to the original and either rewrite it or just plop that constant in for k. So the constant was -2/3. I put a big box around it because that's the answer to my equation. And now I'm ready to use my equation. What is our ultimate goal here? Find C when D equals 6. Yep. Find C when D equals 6. So I've got my -2/3 in as my constant. I've got my 6 in for D. Compared to what we were doing with logarithms, this stuff is almost too easy, you know? I feel that way.
That's good.
So -2/3 times 6 to the 4th. Did you guys get -864? Okay, good. So, didn't remember that was the answer. All right, you're going to go ahead and try this problem all by yourself. I'll pause the video and then we can check your answer to see if you can graduate the lesson today. All right, everybody, we're ready to check. Raise your hand if you got step 1 right. That'd be your blue step. This would be like a 4-step problem. You get points for every step. How many of you got step 2 right? You solved for K and got 3. This is a step kids like to skip, but don't skip step 3. Who rewrote it in pink, put a box around it? Awesome. And then did you get 9,375? Yay! All right, so short lesson. It's all done. You're going to have a half sheet worksheet to do today, front and back.